Welcome back to our Christmas at Home series. In this episode, we are going to be drying some oranges. I already have some that I dried a couple of years ago that have kept really beautifully, but today I'm also going to be drying some more, and we're going to be creating a DIY garland to add to our decor. Cup of coffee, and let's get into it. I am so excited for today. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Claire, and I'm your Christmas bestie this year. We are going to be decorating, shopping. I've got gift guides for you, and so much more. Sounds like your vibe. Make sure to like and subscribe. We are going to be drying oranges today. I'm really excited about it. Now there's two ways that you can do it. The first way is just simply in the oven, and the other way is in the dehydrator, which I actually picked up off Amazon. It does take a really long time for them to dry, but they're pretty hands off. So let's go ahead and make those. All you're gonna need for this project is either an oven or a dehydrator. Like I said, I'm gonna use my dehydrator. So I've just set up the dehydrator. It takes about 5 hours in the dehydrator and maybe about 10 hours in the oven, just depending. It's on a really low heat though, but it does take a considerable amount of time. You wanna make sure there's absolutely no juice left in the oranges, otherwise they will mold. And like I said, the ones I had made previously lasted me 2 years. The other thing I just do, because these are not to be eaten in my house, these are purely decorative, is that I do spray them with a little bit of fly spray. It's really hot here in Queensland and humid, and I just don't want to attract any flies or any midges or anything like that. So I actually do just go ahead and spray them once they're all fully dried. So I'm just gonna use 4 oranges. We're gonna slice these up, make sure they're nice and even. I probably sliced some of the ones I made previously a little bit thin, so we're gonna do them a little bit thicker. You gotta blot them and make it as dry as possible. So now we have our oranges, we're gonna go ahead and make a DIY garland. So as you know, we recently added our new shelves, and they are perfect for decoration. So what I'm planning to do is adding this Nordic pine to each of the bottom shelves. I don't think I'll add them to the top shelves just yet. So it's basically gonna look like this. So I thought I would do Nordic pine and dried oranges this year. I've had these literally sitting in a box for 2 years. I held a wreath making course a little while ago and made a ton of these, and these are all left over. And so for some reason I haven't used them yet. So we are going to use them this year. So I'm currently in the process of making a garland, which I'm going to share with you. We also have these little bells, which are super cute. I thought could also add a little bit of festive cheer. So we're gonna go ahead today and make our garland, and then we're gonna put it all together. So here are some of the oranges I had dried previously. These are blood oranges. It's really good to mix and match your oranges. So here are the oranges that we've just dried together. I think they're a really beautiful, lovely color. And the ones that I dried a couple of years ago are actually blood oranges, so they have a lot more depth to them. I actually have more of these, so I'm going to be creating the garland using these ones. As you can see here, I've already put one up. And for these ones, I'm actually going to be decorating our kitchen mirror, and I thought these would be perfect for a pop of color. The shelving is consistent as possible, so I'm going to use the same color and tone. And I'd already made one of the garlands before I went ahead and dried the orange, so otherwise I could have easily mixed them all up. But I do love the blood oranges for the shelves. So let's make the garland. To make the garland, it's really simple. All I did was grab my dried oranges, and then I'm just using a really thin piece of twine. I have a whole load of that, and really technical, I'm actually just using a pen. So all I'm doing is poking a hole into the oranges, and I'm threading the twine through the back. through the back, over the top. And then I'm just going to continue doing that. So I think it's going to take about 10 oranges to get this overall. I used 10 oranges on the other shelf. So I'm just going to go ahead and thread the other oranges. I mean, this is a pretty relaxing thing just to do. It's funny, I've had these oranges sitting there for so long, and each year I've kind of done a different type of theme. Like I use the oranges for like place settings. I can share some napkin ideas and some table settings in a later episode if you'd like it. Just let me know in the comments. We're actually really, even though I added these to some wreaths, see, and then I just keep it consistent. See the same loop at the front. I mean, this isn't hard. It's pretty to get your oranges dried, and then once they're dried, you're kind of good to go. So I've got my 3 here, and I'm just going to keep threading until I have all 10 done. Guys, there really is no right or wrong with this. You can do limes, you can do lemons, oranges, blood oranges, and just keep feeding it down the garland. You can also use ribbon for the garland. You don't have to use twine. I just went for twine because I'm sort of going for more of a natural look. And also I've got some lovely velvet ribbon, but velvet ribbons is a little bit expensive. So I'm kind of reserving that for my bows and using the twine for, you know, things like this. So like I said, just make sure it's all consistent. And it doesn't have to be perfect. Like I said, you can string it through, and so I'm almost there. And then we've got our Nordic pine. Just going to spruce out a few of the prongs, just to make it sort of sit out a little bit more. And then I'm just gonna lay it on the shelf and see how it looks. So you just can't have too many twinkly lights at Christmas, so I'm gonna go ahead and pop some more on. So these are the ones that I have. I've got the 41 for the big shelves on top. I think that looks really good. So there really is no technical way of hanging this up. I literally just lay onto breathe. I think that's enough. Oh, okay, I think that was good. And I'll start there. What do you reckon? I actually love the oranges, and like I said, I'm going to do the really bright oranges on our mirror, which I've kind of part ways to decorating. Let me give you a sneak peek. I've decided I'm going to go with the Nordic pine, like the shelves. However, I need to get my second one up there, and I also need to just fix it properly. So I just had one of those moments yesterday where I was like, I'll kind of hang this up here, and then I realized I need 2 people. So we will hang that another day. But for now, we have done our garland. And so that's the end of our orange making episode. If you enjoyed this and you want to have more festive inspiration, make sure to follow. Check out the full playlist below. And if you want any more details on our home renovation, we also have a full renovation playlist as well. Otherwise, we'll see you next time for some more festive fun and decorating. Merry Christmas. See you in the next video. Oh, and don't forget to like and subscribe if you enjoyed this.